wonderful booktube. As I mentioned in another video today, Matthew at Mayberry Book Club and I did a read-along all throughout the month of April of Evelyn Waugh's novel Brideshead Revisited, and it was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience. We didn't do the whole 9 yards for such a read-along. The whole booktube 9 yards would have been to talk on Voxer every day, to plan and plot and whatnot. Instead, we did a more freewheeling type thing where we just read on our own and then made videos. And I thought it was neat, not only because it's great to go at these works that I know really well, knowing that someone who's never read them before is going to look at it. That really does add to the experience of reading these things, no matter how familiar you are with them. But also because it opened the possibility that Matthew might want to continue, that he might want to make his booktube channel name, Mayberry Book Club, literal, into a literal book club. and we are doing that again for April. So he made the disastrous decision of letting me pick the book. I'm hoping he keeps doing that because I can make a very entertaining book club if given half a chance. And we are reading a very different kind of book for the month of May. We are reading Batman Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller. One of the most seminal, most quoted, most referenced comic book sequences, graphic novel, in all of the comic book world. Was the graphic novel that I bought. I bought the issues as they came out. It was a 4-issue miniseries. And then when the graphic novel came out, I bought the graphic novel as well. And as you can tell, it's seen its day in the sun. And there's Frank Miller as a very young man. He's now a very old man. And this thing has been imitated a million times, honored a million times, pastiched and homaged a million times. But it's broken into, it was originally 4 monthly issues, so it lends itself to a month-long read-along. So we're going to read Dark Knight Returns, one segment at a time, throughout the month of May. So, does this thing have a gallery of covers, I wonder? No, it doesn't. Okay. All the later graphic novel reprints of this series do have a gallery of covers for the individual issues. This one does not. But we're going to read the first issue, the first chapter of this thing for the first weekend in May. And I'm sure that Matthew would join me in encouraging you to join us. If you have a booktube channel, join the Mayberry Book Club and do a video next weekend of this thing, of the first chapter of this. What you thought about it, whether or not you've encountered it before, what stuck out for you, what you didn't like, all that sort of stuff. I have read this thing more times than I can count. More times than I've read Brideshead Revisited. But reading it with a bunch of other people would be a great delight. It would be a great delight. So if you feel like joining the Mayberry Book Club, you know, it's like any other book club. Sometimes the club will pick a book you're not all that interested in. And if the Mayberry Book Club were convening in my living room here at Hyde Cottage for wine and calzones, you would still be expected to come. I would still want you to come over, even if you hadn't read the book. You'd still stick around and get pie-eyed. but if sometimes your book club picks a book that you're not all that into, I would suggest that we treat the Mayberry Book Club as a literal book club. In which case, if you have a booktube channel, read the first chapter of Dark Knight Returns with us and make a video. But even if you don't have a booktube channel, feel free to read along. This is going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to take our sweet time with this for the month of May. So that's an announcement for what the Mayberry Book Club is for May. It's Dark Knight Returns, a seminal graphic novel. So there you go. Sound off in the comments field if you plan to join us. It can be a great deal of fun. I'll leave a link to, I'm assuming by the time I put this video up, Matthew's announcement video will be up. So I'll leave a link to him so you can go and subscribe to his channel. And we will all see you next weekend for the first chapter of Dark Knight Returns. Thank you, BookTube.